Come on. Yo, it's your boy EC22, and this is the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, join the conversation. Listen, I know I've been off for a while, but man, now I'm back, man. D-Way, J-Dub, you still there? Oh, look like we lost J-Dub. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he had to pull off for a while. Maybe he had a phone call or something, but we were moving for right now. But man, D-Way, what's been happening, man? What's been going on in the world?
Wow, man, I cannot believe we're in May.
Yeah.
It is nutsy cuckoo, man. We've got Major League Baseball going. We've got National Basketball playoffs. We got NHL playoffs. We got WNBA fixing to get kick-started. They're finishing up their preseason. Golf is rolling like crazy. It's just nuts. Well, all the good stuff we've got going. But good to see you, and I'm glad you're back, and and all that kind of good stuff. And but yeah, been missing you, bro.
I know, man. It's finally get back. Not quite normal, but back in the swing of things, and just trying to, just get it back. I didn't think I was going to mention this today, but I will. For those who may be watching live or maybe watching this in rebroadcast, we had to bury my mom this past Saturday. So let me just catch everybody up. 2 weeks ago, I had an allergic reaction to some medicine, and so y'all did not want to see me that Tuesday. Trust me, it was not pretty. So I could not go live on that Tuesday. And then obviously as the next week came around, I was ready, had everything prepared on Sunday to recover everything we missed the week before. And then my mom passed away. And so, so that we had to get off there. And I technically I could have came on because there was really nothing going on. But honestly, man, I didn't feel like talking, and obviously, saying I'm glad you guys from the FairWeather Fan community gave me the grace and the space to get my mind and get my thoughts together. And it's just kind of how it was. What up, Lou, man? Thank you for joining, brother. And then Galatas Sarah, I don't even know that. Hey, much love for you. Hey, let me know who you are from Facebook. I don't know you, or I'm sorry if I don't. I'm sorry. J-Dub. Oh no, he's still trying to get back on.
Y'all were sounding like the Chickmunks for a second.
Yo, you're going in and out, brother. Wherever you at must be in bad reception area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I got a good connection.
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Right.
So.
Okay, there we go.
All right, cool. But for those who are watching right now, all of you guys that are watching right now from YouTube, man, first of all, thank you. Appreciate you for joining the show. This is the FairWeather Fan Podcast. D-Wade, J-Dub. J-Dub is having technical difficulties, so you're seeing a little black spot on the screen. That is not you. It is just his situation over there. What up to my brother, Brian Smith from Momentum, man. Thank you for watching, bro.
What's up, B? What's up, B Smith, man? Good to see you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you, like I said, to get you guys caught up, some of you wasn't here. What up, Corey Patterson, man? Thank you for watching, brother, man. That's the guy right there. Listen, to get you guys caught up, man, 2 weeks ago, I had an allergic reaction to some medicine, so y'all did not want to see me on camera. Last week, we didn't have the show because my mom passed away, and so, like I said, I was telling D-Way I was not in the right place to have any type of conversation.
Yeah, understand, respect, man.
But, but now we're back. We're here now. We're here live, and now we're about to go ahead and talk about it.
Hey.
Go ahead, D-Way.
You sent me that picture of you when you had that allergic reaction, and I immediately thought of Will Smith in the movie Hitch. Remember
That's exactly where I was going with.
I was like, "Come on with me, come on the show, man. We got to have a little Hitch time." Man.
Oh God, no.
Isn't that what
J-Dub, while we got you for a moment, all the fans want to know, this is what we missed. I know other podcasts and other streamers have already talked about it, but we haven't, so we got to bring it on the show. Oh, much love, Corey. Appreciate you, man, for saying that. Absolutely. But what do you think about the Cowboys draft? I don't know if you're a Cowboy fan. What do you think about the draft picks they picked up?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't see a whole lot of the draft picks the Cowboys got. I've been in a turnaround up here, so I haven't been having as much time. But why don't y'all tell me about it, and I can chime in right behind you.
Okay, so the Dallas Cowboys, they got a grade A for their draft. Obviously, they got everything they need. So the first round, they got 2 first rounds. They had Caleb Downs with the number 11 pick. The safety out of Ohio State, which that was a good steal.
Yeah.
They moved up a few spots to get him. That was cool. Actually, one spot. They had 12. They moved up one spot to get him. Then off in the 23rd pick, they got a Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of University of Central Florida.
Yeah.
Then the third round, they didn't have no second round. The third round pick, they ended up the 92 pick overall. They got Jashawn Barham, edge rusher out of Michigan. Then fourth round, they got Drew Shelton, the offensive tackle out of Penn State. Also fourth round, they got Devin Moore, a cornerback from Florida. Then the fourth round, they got LT Overton, edge rusher out of Alabama. And then the seventh round pick, and then they got a wide receiver, Anthony Smith from East Carolina.
So they working on their defense, which we all know is what is needed. And it sounds like they're going to be breeding a little competition, too, between the edge rushers. If 3 of them turn out, then I think that's a successful draft.
Right. Yeah, Corey said Dallas had a great draft for me, Tim, and then Lou said they are the best draft Jerry Jones and the Cowboys had in at least 15 years. Absolutely. Bob Niska. What up, Bob? My brother from another mother, Rob. I like to call him Rob because I forget he's Bob, but it could be either one, Rob or Bob. I don't know. No. So, D-Way, what did you think? Obviously, you're going to agree with everybody, right? The Cowboys did a great job.
You know what? Yeah, I think it was Lou that just commented and said, this is the best draft the Cowboys have had since I can remember. Certainly since the Jimmy Johnson days. Since Jimmy's been gone, this is, and I don't know how many years that's been. Maybe Lou can help me. But, man, good for them for addressing their problems. Their offense, their offense is competitive, and we know they will continue to be competitive. But it doesn't matter if you can score 40 if you can't keep the other guys from scoring 45. So yes, I'm excited. I think these are some legitimate guys that can come in and make an immediate impact. So yeah, kudos to the Jones family for finally getting something right. And they signed Butters, the kicker. What's his name?
They
secured the kicker. Is it
they secured the kicker, Brandon Aubrey?
Brandon Aubrey. Yeah. So that was good because he's automatic from once you get when you get to the 50-yard line, he's going to get you some points. So kudos and hey, it's something for us Cowboy fans that never have anything to be excited about. So yeah,
right. So now look at a couple other teams that actually did really well in the draft, according to ESPN. The Browns had a pretty decent draft, getting an offensive tackle in the first round, along with a wide receiver, Casey Conception. And then getting Denzel Boston, I think, in the second round was a complete steal. Don't know why he fell so far. And then, of course, they got a couple of safeties, another offensive tackle, and then cornerbacks. They kind of sold up all their needs. That team got all the things they needed with their squad. Moving on to the Las Vegas Raiders, obviously getting Fernando Mendoza, another round pick was expected. That was a league pick, not necessarily a Raiders pick, in my opinion. But outside of getting that league pick, they end up sewing up some positions that they really need. Get some defensive players, safety, edge rusher. They got a center, then cornerback, and then, fourth round running back, which I guess, to get a backup running back, I thought that was great for them. The Philadelphia Eagles, they did okay. They got 2 back-to-back weapons for Jalen Hurts. They got a wide receiver, Malachi Lemon from USC, Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt as a tight end. Then they went with offensive tackle. So then they got a quarterback. Out of that part I didn't get. I would have gave them a B, but ESPN gave them an A. The New York Jets, I thought should be an A+. I really like what they did in the draft. The only questionable part about the Jets is that they didn't get and offensive lineman help. So they got an edge rusher, tight end, then a wide receiver, cornerback, a defensive tackle, a quarterback, and then I guess they got a guard, and then a safety. So then those are all ESPN A+. One note I will say, they just came out a few days ago that Diego Pavia is signed with the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? I think that's named Diego Pavia. The kid who disgraced himself during the Heisman Trophy award when he felt like he should have got it. Disgraced himself out of the whole draft. He went undrafted, but the Baltimore Ravens decided to take a chance on him. So, wow, that's crazy there. Hey, J-Dub, we understand, bro. He says that he just had I'm just a fan today. I appreciate it, brother. I know you got technical difficulties over there. And he's a lot of busy. Corey said people talk crazy about Jerry because they are not Cowboy fans, but I always admire Jones' willingness to get who he wants to make the team better, unlike some. Yeah. Say less, brother. I totally understand. Now, D-Way, I got to say this because everybody, for the last couple of weeks since the draft has ended, everybody has been rapping and raving about the draft. The Cowboys did a great job. The Browns did a great job. All this other stuff that people been saying. Fernando Mendoza has been getting all this airtime.
Yeah.
But what nobody is saying is this wasn't a great talent draft. Considering what you had to pick from, getting the top or the best at the position or best available at that time, that's a great job. Drafting is what some of these players did, teams did like Dallas. But none of these guys were just great. My God. Let's call it what it is. 100%. And I'm going to be the one to say it. I may catch a lot of flack for it, but God dog it, hey, it is what it is, That's just if they pick it between me, you, and J-Dub over the basketball squad, obviously going to pick me, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying you just got somebody that's going to take it to the championship, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I hear you.
Now, J-Dub may think differently. He may think he may go number one between me and you. You know what I'm saying? Me and him. But I don't know. But I'm just calling a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you, bro, all the way.
Now, the MLB has been oddly good early. I didn't expect the MLB to be this good early. What have you been seeing from the MLB as far as, what the teams you've been liking?
I'm trying to stay locked into everything else. I usually don't get too crazy focused on it. Nobody's, to me, is really been surprising. The Yankees are doing well, and I think Atlanta's having a good year. But I don't start really getting into it. I'm drafting D-Dub.
Well, he meant E-Dub. He drafted me on the squad.
Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah.
He said Roger Goodell has to make the draft spectacle. So, absolutely, that's what that is. One thing I will say about the MLB is that it's been close. Obviously it's early. You expect teams to come out. You know what I'm saying? But some key takeaways from MLB in this early spring season. Obviously, I hate the Yankees, but you know what I'm saying, they're top of the East right there. So, but Dallas ended up, I think Dallas will win that series they had a couple of weeks ago. I believe they did, or I don't know. I know they won the last game. I'm not sure. Detroit was leading their division, but they're they're at a 500 situation. Atlanta Braves is another one of my teams that I really love, and they're doing their thing. They got 25-11, so I'm really respecting them. They're not, as long as they beat the Phillies, I'm good on that. He meant David Wayne. He said, boy, Brian, boy, loyalty. It's that banana bread. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly. You already know he's trying to butter me up for some more banana bread. So
yeah, and likewise, the Dodgers are on top of their division right now. But the Rangers, man, they was doing good, and then they pissed me off because my only goal for the Rangers is beat Seattle. That's it.
Yeah.
Seattle was second from the bottom a few weeks ago. Now they're second to the top. You know what I'm saying? With the Athletics over them, and Rangers moved to the third spot in the West. The Houston was at the bottom, but now they're going down. The Angels are falling fast. But Rangers, all you got to do is beat Houston and beat Seattle. I'm an easy person to please. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rob said the Cubs are the Cubs. Yeah. The Cubs are definitely doing their thing, man. They're hot right now. They're top of the division in Central. So, I mean, it's been fun to watch. It's been some really good games, too. Y'all know me. I don't get into MLB this early. But, there ain't really been a whole lot on. I mean, I don't really get into NHL, stuff like that. But the Stars let me down, and so it is what it is. And my brother, we had a long conversation about that because he's in Minnesota. Minnesota beat the Stars, so he was kind of like, saying bittersweet, but he definitely was at least preaching that that one of his teams is still in it. So, all right. So the NBA. No, let's go ahead and talk about the NBA right now. The NBA. Did you get a chance to watch a lot of the first round?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's I mean, who would have thunk the Sixers would have got the Celtics, in the fashion they got them in? Who would have thought that? And then the Minnesota-Denver series was crazy,
That was the one of the most unpredictable. I just didn't think that Minnesota had enough to.
I didn't either.
To beat the Joker and them stuff like that, but that team is pretty good. Game 7. Hey, they really showed a lot of grit, especially when Anthony Edwards got hurt, and then they were able to rally around him and beat Denver without him. So that was pretty cool.
We've got pretty much the Elite Eight in the East. We've got the Lakers are playing Oklahoma City tonight.
Playing Oklahoma City, right.
And last night, Philadelphia and the Knicks blew out Philadelphia last night in Game 1. And then San Antonio blew out. Help me.
No, you're talking about in Game 1. The Timberwolves beat the Spurs.
Excuse me, Minnesota beat San Antonio.
It was a good close game,
And tonight we got Cleveland and Detroit tonight also. It just started. So
it's 9-7 right now. The Lakers play later on tonight as well. So so I'll be up watching that game at 7:30. But I want to say this for those who are listening to me. I'm a person who's never really been a hater of a person. I've always give everybody grace. I've always give everybody their just due, being fair with my assessment. But there's one particular individual that I just love to hate on. And that's one LeBron James. But I don't hate on him because I just don't like him. I hate on him because, D-Wade, I've had so much high expectation of this kid. When I watched the interview he did as he was coming to the coming to the NBA before the draft, he was coming. He was right during the state championship game that he had, and they had all this interview. That's when everybody's following him, Nike's following him, and all this other stuff. And he made a comment. He said, "Hey, I know the game of basketball," and I'm like, "Oh, really? At 18 years old, you think you know the game of basketball?" Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's been people who's been living and playing the game longer than you've been alive. Because it didn't come with a confidence, it came with a little bit of cockiness, in my opinion, right? So at that point, I said, okay, young man, I'm setting the bar high. And the first 7 years in Cleveland, nobody could have been a bigger supporter of Cleveland LeBron James than me. Because except obviously when they played San Antonio, and that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But that just how it's been. When he went to Miami, that's when I started the hate train. Silently root for him. This year was the same. I didn't want him to do anything. I didn't like. But then the first round of playoff. Let me tell you something, D-Wade. This is where I'm going with this. Thank you guys for hanging in my little soliloquy here. But listen, LeBron James showed me something. For those who didn't know, I had LeBron James at number 6 on my greatest of all time. He moved out of my top 5. You know what I'm saying? But this time, what he was able to do this playoff series, right? And it's not just because this first round. It was because his first round performance made me realize that I was doing it wrong, D-Wade. Right, I had it wrong. Bob, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Bob said, who will make the NBA Finals? Said James is single-handedly making the NBA joke with his head. He definitely got a lot of jokes, but his performance in the first round, I had it wrong, and I'm gonna have to say this, man. What LeBron James was able to do, man, his whole career, 41 years old, 22, almost 22 years in the league, still be playing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? I watched Kareem Abdul-Jabbar limp off the court. We all watched Kobe limp off the court. You know, we watched Bill Russell stay with the Celtics long past, it was long past due. We watched Dirk Nowitzki come off the bench for the Mavericks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
and it goes, but for this guy to be playing at this such elite level in the playoffs, being the best player on the squad and getting them through the first round. Now, granted, we know they didn't have Harden and they didn't have Fred VanVleet and they didn't have a lot of their core players and stuff like that, but still, he was able to get them guys, you know. And of course, the Lakers didn't have their key guys. They didn't have Luka, and they didn't have Austin Reeves for most of except for the last couple of games. But the way LeBron James led that team, man, I said, you know what, man, this guy's a cold dude. He's a cold dude. Man.
I mean, what can we say? Everything you said, everything you're saying, spot on. I mean, who would have thought, dude? I mean, all of us had written them off, you know.
And so I'm going to do this real quick, and I'm not going to belabor the time. We're going to talk about it on Lewis's podcast coming up here at 7 o'clock. We're going to get into it. But when it comes down to the greatest of all time conversation, D-Way, we got to understand one thing, that no matter how we pick our top 5, our top 2, our top 10, our top 20, 50, whatever, it's all emotions. There's not a stat that can justify anybody being at a certain level. It's all emotions. Now, we use the stats to justify our emotions. That's when the stats come into play, right? I want a guy who has 6 rings. Okay, Bob, obviously there's only a few that fit in that category, right? But our pick is still emotion. When we argue these spots, we're arguing our emotion, not necessarily stats, because there's always a stat that's going to be better than somebody else. You can find something that this person never done. Oh, this person, you know, played more game, blah, blah, blah. So we can get into, you don't have to go around the circle. So what I did was, whether people think it's right or wrong, I created a 4-tier pyramid. And I took the top 20 in no particular order. I'm not ranking them, but there are tiers to the game, right? So on my bottom tier, which is 8 players, I call this the icon tier, D-Way. I got Wilt Chamberlain, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Julius Erving, Allen Iverson, and Jason Kidd at the icon level. And I call it the icon level because these guys' names ring loud, right? Okay. We know who they are. Now, obviously, everybody on the list is going to be iconic, right? But these guys right there has done a lot of things. They changed the game. They made our eyes turn to the screen. The next tier, which is 6 people, is called the franchise. I call these franchise because for the most part, these guys have stayed with their franchise throughout the duration, right? Karl Malone, he was with Utah. We don't count that 1 year he went to LA. That's just because they hated that one, right? Bill Russell with the Celtics. Hakeem Olajuwon with the Rockets. The last couple of years he went some other teams that don't count. Cap, we always count him as a Laker. We forget about the Buck years, the Milwaukee Bucks years, but we always see him as a Laker because as long as he's not been in the league. And obviously you got Dirk Nowitzki and Tim Duncan both stayed with the Mavs and the Spurs for the whole career. That's the franchise. Those guys that if you're going to build a franchise with, you couldn't pick a better group of guys. The fourth one is where it get a little dicey because the fourth tier is the Mount Rushmore. Okay? This is where people usually put their GOATs. But when I look at the U.S. Mount Rushmore, you got the Roosevelts, you got the Thomas Jefferson, you got the George Washington and Lincoln's. Right? These presidents have certain things they've done that was very beneficial to the U.S. growth. But that doesn't make them the best presidents. You know what I'm saying? They've just done things to move the country forward, right? So when I look at these guys on Mount Rushmore, I'm looking at Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Steph Curry. All these guys have changed the nature of the NBA in one form or another. Wow. Steph Curry changed the game on how we shoot threes and how we allow volume shooting. You know what I'm saying? Shaquille O'Neal obviously changed the game, you know what I'm saying, as far as his size and his bigness, you know, the hacker shack and stuff like that. And then obviously with flopping, people will flop on him, stuff like that. Kobe Bryant changed the game just by the nature of his play and how he saw the game and how brilliant he was. He brought IQ back to basketball. And then Magic Johnson, obviously, man, being the best point guard. Ain't nobody that's a point guard alive say they didn't still move from Magic Johnson. That's what it is, right? They just changed the game and moved the game forward. And then, obviously, you got the peak of the pyramid, which is the GOAT category, right? The greatest of all time. And you have to have, obviously, Michael Jordan and LeBron James at that category. So no more competing for number one spots. No more competing for number 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the end of the day, this is a tier. We have to respect the tier, in my opinion. If anybody think that I was wrong, cool. Go to your podcast and you figure it out. Corey said, I'm praying that Toronto beats Cleveland. No, we don't want Toronto to beat Cleveland. Oh, hold up. Oh, he was praying that Toronto beat Cleveland. Oh, no. Oh, but they didn't. So, no, we did not. I didn't want that to happen because I am a Spider fan. You know what I'm saying? I love Donovan Mitchell. But I know you may not be a James Harden fan. He said, Russell got home. He got more rings than fingers. Absolutely. I love that picture, too, when he got rings all on his yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, D-Way.
That's funny.
The expectation for the NBA, somebody asked the question, who we think will make the finals? That's what Bob asked. So let's go ahead and entertain that. Who you think will make the finals? No answer is the wrong answer.
I just think it's the next year. You know, it pains me to say it's the next year. You know, Brunson and Cat, Carl Anthony. And my boy Josh Hart. I just think it's their time. It's the Big Apple's time in the West.
Yeah.
So we've got, Oklahoma City. That's the easy answer.
That's it. I'm today years old when I found out that my big cousin Dana Hunter is a Knicks fan. I found that out as we was down in the country, and I did not know all this time that my cousin Dana Hunter is a Knicks fan.
Okay.
And that's obviously that sparked a great conversation down there because I'm like, being from Texas, I would think, you'd be a Mavericks fan or even a Houston Rockets fan. But obviously not. So she definitely she says always been a Knicks fan. So, I've mentioned this to someone about 3 weeks ago when somebody asked me who was going to make the finals. I said the Knicks are doing well. I think they got it. And this was before Jason Tatum got hurt. No, man. And the Knicks, I'm like, no, man. What Knicks did, blowing that team out by 60, something like that, and then turn around the first round and beating this other who they played. They beat the 76ers with Joel Embiid back.
Yeah.
By the way they did, I mean, they was up 30 points? Yeah, this Knicks team is rolling. They clicking on all cylinders, man. And I love what they're doing. They're scoring everybody's confidence. So I'm really looking at this Knicks team. I'm not going to judge the Thunder right now because I'm expecting the Lakers. I'm expecting the Lakers to give the Thunder a run for their money. That's my expectation.
Wow.
For LeBron James. Because I still think even with playing the Thunder, he's still the best player on the court. I like SGA. I like Jay Will, but I still think LeBron James was the best player on the court. And LeBron James, don't let me down. Now, obviously, nobody expected them to win this series. I ain't say win the series. I said give the Thunder a run for their money. Okay. They need to be limping into the next round. You know what I'm saying? That's the only job you got, LA, is make the Thunder limp into the next round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Corey said Knicks always do this. I think winning all. Hate to say too many weapons, even though San Antonio is good too. San Antonio, they got to figure out why they lost to Minnesota before we even consider them.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like it, but those are the games you're supposed to win. At home you got to win that first game. But it was a close game. Is what it is. See, Lakers getting swept. I think. God dang it, Corey. Even if they get swept, let it be every game close. I don't want them to get blown out by 15, 20 points every game. I mean, if they gonna slip that, sometimes you beat a dude to a blade of post, but the ankles hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got bite marks on his ankles. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Scratch and claw.
Eric, you're tripping, bro.
Now,
I love it.
This is where the conversation gonna get a little dicey because obviously everybody's kind of picking the same way, right? Thinking that it should be the Knicks and the OKC to get to the championship. Yeah. So I don't think we have the question there. Now we got to move on to WNBA. D-Way, I found out this weekend that a lot of my followers, which is a lot of my family members, they love the WNBA.
Oh, well, good.
I'm like,
I'm pushing.
and a lot of them was like my cousin Keisha, man, she wants to come on the show. She'll be moving up here in the Metroplex here in the next month or so like that. So she wants to come on the show. So she obviously have an open invitation. And all my cousins, man, we had a great conversation about the WNBA while I was down there, to the point to where I was mad I didn't have my cell phone running, my camera running. We should have recorded that. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be good.
He said, trust me, I'm sick. They do. That's a whole nother conversation. But you know what, Corey? He's earned that. It's never been fair. Don't get me wrong. I don't think foul baiting is fair, because I could have said the same thing about Caitlin Clark in the preseason game where she scored 21, but she took 11 shots from the field. She had a horrible shooting night, but 11 free throws. I mean, that, I get it, but players earn that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make it fair. What you say, David Wayne? Favor ain't fair.
There you go.
But the WNBA, man, listen, we've already talked about the draft and all and everything that's done. Here's some news. Do you know Marta Suarez was cut from the Valkyrie? Our girl from from TCU. She was a second-round pick to Seattle. Seattle traded their number 1 pick, which was Flo J. Johnson, to Seattle to get Marta Suarez, which I don't understand why we trade a first-round pick to a second-round pick.
Right.
Then you get Marta Suarez, and then you cut her. Wow, that's crazy. Corey said, Pistons got no respect, even though we swept the Knicks in the regular season. I know it does. Absolutely. They get no respect.
Hey, I will say this, Corey. Detroit they are the dark horse on this thing. If anybody can get it done, it'll be Detroit. So
they're the dark horse. But what they say yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. It's a different ball game. But Marta Suarez, my thought process on the Valkyrie, I think the Valkyrie the way they came into last season, being their inaugural season of the being expansion teams from last year, nobody expected them to be great, and I think they're just going to run it back. So I don't think they was really a player need. They didn't find a player in the draft they felt was going to be a complementary player to the players they got. They didn't want to have a Flo J. Johnson, because Flo J. Johnson is a big name and a superstar to make it, and you don't want that to be a disruption because you got to think about Caitlin Thornton is their star player. Caitlin Thornton, was undrafted. Caitlin Thornton had a lot of years off the bench. We've never seen this production of Caitlin Thornton. And so you don't want to come in and be forced to play somebody like a Flo J or Marta Suarez on your squad, right, if it disrupts chemistry. And obviously Marta Suarez is getting every chance in the short little bit of training camp they had, being a collective, to find our way in. And she didn't make the cut. Now, obviously, we know she ain't going to be out there long because teams are still trying to get down. They got to Friday to finish all the cuts, and so she won't be out there long. Another young lady that got cut.
You saw Haley Van Leaf got cut.
Haley Van Leaf. That was about to go with that. Chicago Sky cut Haley Van Leaf. Left. Not leave, but left. That hurt. Because obviously that's the second TCU player.
Well, but somebody will pick her up, as a 7th or 8th, player to come in,
My fear is that I don't think she'll get picked up right away. I think as the season progresses, as players get hurt, then they will bring her in because she still need a lot of development. I think she showed what she can do in the preseason. I like what I saw in the preseason.
Yeah.
I don't know why Chicago Sky went a different direction because I'm looking at obviously because they're guard heavy. I don't know, but I don't they got Natasha Cloud because nobody thought she was going to get a job because they thought she was been blackballed. And obviously you got Skylar Diggins, and then you got the other guard they got over there. So it's like there was no real place to put her. But I'm thinking there's some people on that bench that that she can definitely better than. So this could have been a mutual thing towards like, hey, release me because I don't want to be sitting around on the pine, right? Yeah. I know I could be playing for be productive for another team. So hopefully that was the agreement. But there's a lot of players that still need to be cut for some of these teams, and it's going to be real hard for her to get picked up, especially since she didn't go through their training camp. Like preseason was very limited to 2 games, and some chose 3. So it's going to be hard. But no fear. She'll probably get picked up midseason or something like that. Those are top two. But the WNBA Power Rankings has come out, and the top 25 players of the WNBA. I'm gonna look at two companies, ESPN and Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
They couldn't be so vastly different from each other.
Really?
ESPN got Angel Wilson at number 1, Alyssa Thomas from Phoenix Mercury as number 2, Nafisa Collier as number 3, Brianna Stewart as number 4, Jackie Young as number 5, Sabrina Ionescu at number 6, Alicia Gray at 7, Paige Beckers at 8, Kelsey Plum at number 9, Caitlin Clark, wow, all the way to number 10. Then you got Kelsey Mitchell at number 11, Kalea Copper at 12, Ryan Howard at 13, Aaliyah Boston at 14, Satu Sabali at 15, Nika Ogumawale at 16, Chelsea Gray at 17, Jacquel Jones at 18, Skylar Diggins at 19, Arika Ogumawale at 20. And then the last 5, you got Angel Reese, Kayla McBride, Cabby Williams, and Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams made top 25. My girl, you know what I'm saying, stud bud.
Yeah.
But Angel Reese over Kayla McBride and Gabby Williams, what? It's the double seasons for her. It's the double seasons. You know, you can't take that away from them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Offensive skill, power, or not, it's the doubles that get her there in the top 25. Now, what we just said, just looking at 1 through 10, right? Angel Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Nafisa, Brianna, Jackie Young, Sabrina, Alicia Gray, Paige, Kelsey, and Caitlin. Sports Illustrated got it completely flipped. They got Angel Wilson number 1, Caitlin Clark number 2, Brianna Stewart number 3, Paige Beckers number 4, Aaliyah Boston at number 5, Alyssa Thomas at number 6, Jackie Young at 7, Alicia Gray at 8, Kelsey Plum at number 9, and then Nafisa Collier all the way to number 10.
They can kiss my right between my
I don't want to, I don't understand what Sports Illustrated.
I'm gonna give you 2 players.
Okay.
That nobody that they don't know what's going to happen with them, okay? Because they haven't seen them play in so long. One, my girl Fee, they don't know. They don't know her.
Right.
They won't know. And then the other one obviously is Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
No one we haven't gotten to see her play, and she played a little bit in
the FIBA,
but so there's some question marks there on those two. Now they both know they're top 10 players, but Asia Wilson's the best player in the league, period. A healthy Nafisa Collier is the second best player in the league, period.
Thanks.
And then it's open for discussion after that.
Yeah. You know, I'm surprised on the way I'm looking, and I could be wrong, but the way I'm looking at ESPN, obviously this is a big sports conglomerate. This is what they do. So you got all the reporters' input, these people that cover the game, all the columnists and stuff like that. Obviously, ESPN is the top of the food chain when it comes down to sports media and stuff like that. So a lot of people is involved. And there are some places I disagree with ESPN. Like, I don't think Caitlin Clark should come at number 10, but I understand why.
I understand why too.
I don't agree with it, but I because somebody done their homework, right?
Somebody a whole lot more smarter than me did their homework,
You know, the only trip about that is that when you start looking at people, like if you're going to have her go that far to number 10, you got to consider who's falling below her, right? And who falls just above her. Yeah. I think Caitlin Clark has proven that she's better than Sabrina Ionescu as far as not skill for skill, because they're two different type of players, right? They're skill, but as far as what she's meant to her team, right? You look at that New York team, they're stacked, right? Caitlin is Indiana right now, other than Kelsey Mitchell, right? So I think that should be said something. And obviously being injured last season, but the way she played in FIBA, being the MVP of the qualifiers and stuff like that, shows that she's ready to get back to form. So, and that's the reason why Sports Illustrated had number 2. I don't think she'd go that far, but I think she's better than I think she's earned the respect to be better than at least Sabrina Ionescu.
Hey, so on both of those lists, you have both of them up still?
Yep.
Hey, where do they have Plum Dog on both of those?
Plum is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plum is at 9 on both lists.
That Plum is a top 5 or 6 player in this league.
Absolutely. hands down.
So yeah, so I'm gonna leave. I'll leave it alone for now. But she's a dog, dude. So
Yeah, she definitely need to be on up there, right? I don't like what I think with Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated is more for the fans, and so Angel Wilson is up there because you can't deny a 4-time MVP within the last 5 years. You're like, you can't deny that, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to put Caitlin Clark up there because this is a fan vote. You know what I'm saying? They want Caitlin Clark up there. And then you go down to the Breanna Stewart, the Paige Beckers. But to disrespectfully put Nafisa Collier down at number 10, their justification with putting number 10 is because she won't be ready to play until June, and nobody knows how she's going to survive 2 ankle surgery.
That's what we were saying. Hey, where do they have Paige on both lists?
Paige is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Paige is 8 on ESPN, but she's 4 on Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, Paige is a top 5 or 6 player in this league too. So, period. So,
going into this, it depends on how you look at it, right? Because we're talking about women who've done it better for longer. Paige is coming off a rookie year. This is Caitlin's 3rd year. This is Paige's 2nd year. So it's like, when you start looking at the Jackie Youngs and the Sabrinas and the Alicia Grays, the Kelsey Plum, who got what they don't got, championships, right?
Yeah,
that's like, it's like, hey, this. No,
you're right. That's good. That's a real good point. Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah. So
is that Paige Beckers is a bucket? Yeah. Definitely the bucket. So, like I said, I'm definitely mad at Sports Illustrated, but ESPN, I think ESPN got it right. You know what I'm saying? Because we can argue this back and forth, but the only questionable part about ESPN is that Arika Gumbawale made this list. I'm just like, no disrespect to Rika, obviously, because she's definitely a phenomenal one-on-one player, an ISO player. She definitely cold-blooded. We don't see that skill set in the individual talent in no player in the WNBA. I mean, nobody has a package of scoring that can get it done like her. But the problem is it don't lead to winning. So it's like, what's the point of having the best skills in the league if you don't mean nothing? So,
Yeah, so
Lewis said Dallas Wings, by the way, looked fantastic in their 2-game preseason. They did. They beat the Aces on that last game, so that was pretty impressive. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
when does the season kick off?
Friday.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, it all starts down Friday, man. It's going down. Who do you I'm gonna say who do you predict to win it all? That's a hard question at the beginning of the season, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway.
I mean, I'm not gonna say New York. And I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict Minnesota to win it all. And you know why?
I know you know why.
How about you?
My prediction to win it all is obviously Vegas. And I'm going to tell you why. We've seen a lot of great willing and dealing. We saw what Dallas was able to do, building their roster up, having one of the best rosters we've seen in a long time. Caitlin Clark is back healthy, so we know they can give a run for the money, right?
They're going to make a run, but they're not going to win it all. So yeah.
Right. But no matter what we've seen, even with Atlanta getting the pieces they need over there, you know what I'm saying? We're watching the Mystics having all those picks over there and got the youngest team in the league and got some great young, you know what I'm saying? Lauren Betts looked phenomenal this preseason, right? She looked so unfair. But with all that being said, none of them still look better than Aces. And one reason alone, chemistry. You got a lot of willing and dealing. Dallas looked good, but we got to see what the chemistry is like. We haven't figured that out. Yeah. Players look good in the preseason, but chemistry is everything when you play in a long season. Playing different teams, you know what I'm saying? Some of these teams, in the preseason, they're not playing the best players and stuff like that. So, at this point, it's like we know that they're the ones to beat. They've been on top.
Yeah, so this is going to – I take the preseason with a grain of salt. How did How did Azzi Fudd do?
He said you cannot count out the laces. Absolutely. And he said they started 14-14 last year and then in this season. Absolutely, exactly. That's how cold-blooded they are. Azzi Fudd, so she did okay. She wasn't expected to do much. She's still trying to get her foot wet. So we don't know. I don't think it was about getting Azzi Fudd involved as much as it was more about trying to figure out and get Maddie Sechrist and obviously Isaiah James, and then trying to see what you can get out of Jessica Shepard and Elena Smith. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those type of players. I think that's kind of what their ideal was. Because I mean, she's the number 1 overall draft pick. Like, bro, we know what you got, right? We don't want to spend you too. And you're only playing 3 games. Well, the option was 2. If they wanted the 3rd game, that's cool, right? So it's a very short preseason, so it really didn't do nothing. He said Odyssey Sim look a bona fide starter. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Odyssey Sim is from here in the Metroplex. She went to MacArthur in Irving. That's where she's from. So we drafted her, I think, or she played with us 1 year before. Now she's back. So Odyssey Sim, she looked real good. Back up. She made the cut, but definitely a backup. Paige is definitely the starter. I want to see Arike without the ball in her hand.
Okay. I
think this is the only way that makes it work. Yeah. When I say the ball in her hand, like she's not the one to control the offense. I think you give Arike the ball when it's time when you need a bucket, which means she come off and guard, come off the bench, and lead the charge for that wave, right? And then you can have the option as a coach whether or not you want to pull or not, because we know she can get buckets, right? That's what you need her for. She can't be the one that's the burden of a starting point guard, because you got to know when to get your buckets and when to deflect and defer to other talent on the team, right? You know, and that's the thing that Paige still needs to learn, because sometimes she still wants to shoot the ball, and then what she did, she shot the ball at a high volume. So now let's look at it. Go ahead.
And I said it, and J-Dub said it, and I don't know if you ever got on board with it, but I'm telling you, Lauren Betts is going to make a big splash in this league. She's going to be a real impact player in this league. So,
man, Lauren Betts,
whether you on board with it or not, she is.
No, I'm definitely on board with it, man. Like I say, I what I saw for her junior year, I wasn't much impressed with. What I saw her sophomore year, I wasn't impressed with. Her senior year, she came along, but being the biggest person in the league other than Audie Crooks, I mean, you're bigger. I expect you to do it right. But the way her team ran through the championship, beating 2 back-to-back SEC teams, you know what I'm saying, by a big margin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Molly-whopped them, beat them down, let them know they didn't belong in the same gym. That said a lot. And then the way she's looking in preseason, like, bruh, like she keeps the ball over her head.
She does all the right things.
Her footwork is still not like I want it to be.
It's pretty good though.
It's good enough. When you're a player who can keep the ball over your head, she uses her side. But the fact that she can step out, shoot mid-range, the fact that she got IQ on out further from perimeter and a good passer. Yeah. I mean, she's a scary player. And you look at that squad she's on. Sonya Citrum, Kiki Irifan, you know what I'm saying? And our girl, Rory Harmon, really showed what she can be as a point guard. I mean, like that's a tough squad. Shakira Austin, like all these guys, man, that's on the squad is so. Let me see if they got their roster completely.
Lauren's the one I'm most interested in getting to see play this year out of all the draft pick girls. She's one I'm really curious to watch.
So you talking about Georgia Morrow on that squad? She's just 25. Shakira Austin is just 25. Baller. Lauren Betts is 22. Sonya Citrum is 22. Lauren Betts' teammate from UCLA, Angela Dolgich, you know what I'm saying, 24. Rory Harmon, 23. Kiki Irifan, you know, we know the superstar. Juju Watson over at USC doing her thing. You know, so then you got Dariana Little Page Bugs, you know what I'm saying? She's 22. Cotty McHowen, I think how you say her name. She's 23. Lucy Olsen at 22. Michaela Omawira, I'm probably butchering her name. She's 26. And then Cassandra Prosper, the girl from Notre Dame, awesome player out of Notre Dame, 20 years old. And then Alex Wilson is 32. She's the only veteran on that squad, and she's not even starting. So it's like, man, this team is going to be something phenomenal. They're so young, right? But we're going to, but the weapons they got, the point guards they got, between Sonya and Rory doing their thing. I mean, man, and then you looking at what Georgia Morrow has been for that organization. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They didn't make the playoff last year. I expect them to at least get to the first. I expect them at least to make the playoffs. I don't think they can get to the first round, but I think they can get there.
Minnesota's going to be interesting because you're going to have Fee coming in.
Absolutely,
June.
Lou.
Okay, you got Fee. She won't be coming in until June, and then it'll take her a couple of weeks to get her sea legs under. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be late June before she's rolling, and then hopefully by late June, Olivia Miles will have kind of gotten the flow of things and kind of got it figured out. So they could make a late run on the deal. You know,
yeah.
They could be on nobody's radar and all of a sudden come out of nowhere.
I heard this D-Way on TikTok, and I know TikTok is not so Lewis saying it's clear that the offensive must run through Paige Breaker, but Enrique operates can Enrique operate this way in a situation where the ball is not in her hands primarily? No, she showed us.
Tell us how you really feel, EC.
She's showing us as being a primary point guard before Paige Breaker got there that she ain't good at it. Now, the question I think Lou was asking, like, with Paige being the ball-dominant person, ball in hand, can Enrique accept her new role? Look, you just signed a contract, a multi-year contract. You knew that your time with the Wings was up in there. So the fact that you got the deal, you got to understand where you sit in this position that, yeah, you're going to have to do whatever that needs to be done as a veteran to move this team forward. And that means you not having the ball. That's what it is for Enrique Wallet. You okay, D-Way? You got a problem?
Yeah, hang tight. My dog was about to climb through the window, man.
Oh, wow. Bailey, yo, he got a beautiful dog, Bailey.
She saw two big rabbits out there, and she thought she needed to get rid of them, so she's out there chasing them.
Heck, you should have let her go.
My bad.
On TikTok, like I said, I know TikTok is not the source of all information, but you know me, I'm a TikTok follower. There was somebody that put a report out there and made a little episode saying that Olivia Miles have been behaving badly up in Minnesota. And the suggestion is that she comes in basically like a prima donna, want everything her way, feeling like that she's above the team. She's not gelling with her teammates. Now, like I say, this is a TikToker, right? They ain't got no ESPN. They ain't got no WNBA credentials and credibility behind their name. This is just what they said. I think if it was more, the fact that, like, I'm looking at this two ways. If this really is true, that's a problem for Minnesota. The fact that all the players they gave up and they're trying to rebuild this roster, that's a problem. You don't need a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah.
Number two, I didn't see it through preseason. I thought the chemistry is great. I thought, you know what I'm saying, they'll walk, because they have this little thing they do when they walk from the locker room to the stage.
Oh, yeah.
How they get there and they dance. She was there involved. Everything seemed like they looked like they liked each other. The high five, the chest bumps. I saw it there. Yeah.
Let it ride.
Yeah. Go ahead, D-Way. Yeah. But if it's just clickbait and it's false, this is a problem you guys are having. And these are things we got to fight here in the social media space when we're covering sports, right? We are fans. And I'm going to end with this, right? Because I didn't like this. We are fans. I can't tell nobody, D-Way, how to control their content. But please, if you're a person and you have a podcast, a TikToker, YouTuber, Facebook Live person, Twitch. By the way, we're streaming on Twitch as of today, right? If you're just a clickbait person, then be that. You can't switch back and forth. Either you're going to cover sports and cover it right, or you're going to be the lying clickbait people who are just trying to get some type of viewership, right? And we can't take you seriously. Because I've seen people who call themselves credible people in the media as fans, because even though we're not journalists, even though we're not mainstream media people, we as fans have created a lane in social media saying, you know what, we're just as much tied to the media as the people, as the journalists and the columnists, as well as the mainstream media person, right? We do the homework. We certainly watch this game, right? We sit down and we research. We do all that stuff. We do all this homework. And we don't want to get put in the same category of you people who are undercover as though you a social media sports columnist or a social media sports podcaster, and you have to lie to the people. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, we saw that with all the Caitlin Clark fan base who came out all of a sudden jumped up, started podcasts and stuff like that just to be a Caitlin Clark fan and to down all the other players in the WNBA. We're not doing that, right? And that's just where I stand. I'm not going to be a person that's going to sit around and have clickbait material just to get likes. It hurts because I don't have the viewership. When I see some of these people, they be gotten thousands of views, D-Way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got thousands of followers. And I'm like, if that's what it takes to make it, D-Way, we can't sell out, bro.
No,
we're not going to do it. We do this for fun.
Oh, yeah.
We do it for the people that's watching. We do it for all our people like Lewis and Bob and
Corey.
Corey Patterson, who's all the way over in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He's
up in Montana.
J-Dub up north. I don't think Corey lives in Detroit. I think he lives somewhere. I don't know. No, I don't know. I think he's in Detroit. But anyway, we do it for all the love for the people who are constantly FairWeather fan followers, man. We do it for the people in my family who I didn't know was watching. You know what I'm saying? Just the true people, right? And those who be coming in the future. The page is growing. We get more viewership. And it's a long process, but we're not going to go out there and just throw clickbait material. Now, some of my counterintuitive comments may come across as clickbait, but I mean everything I say. With that being said, D-Way, man, we're going to end the show right here. Do you have any final thoughts? Lou said, facts. I never operate that way. My content is based on the facts and research through verified sources, not by what I hear and feel. That's how we carve out this lane here with the Face Sports Talk Radio, as well as the FairWeather Fan Podcast, man. We just real. For those of you who may be watching it now live when rebroadcast, man, listen. In Minnesota from Detroit, but I'm forever remember that. My brother lives in Minnesota, but you're from Detroit. My brother, okay, cool. Thanks, Corey, for clearing that up for us, right? But man, no, for those who watch this podcast, listen. You guys have the opportunity to help us create content by letting us know what you want to talk about. Always remember that, right? Let us know anything you want to talk about. You can always leave comments in the chat. Even after we go off live, you can still leave comments in the conversation. Always pick it up. Then we'll just go from there. Jonathan G's of the world. What's up, fellas? Getting on late. Like me and Jonathan G, we talk so much offline about it, right? But this is what we do, right? So that's my soapbox. But anyway, you got any final thoughts for the people?
No, my final thoughts are, you got WNBA starting up.
Yep.
If you like hoops, man, it's good. It's a good watch. NBA playoffs is in full swing. That's exciting. If you're a hockey guy, then get you some of that because it's in full swing, playoffs. And then as we get closer to the MLB All-Star game, we'll get more serious about, diving deeper into that. So, but no, I'm excited. Looking forward to what happens with the this NBA playoff thing, and so we'll. But man, it's so good to have you back, EC. So glad you're back, man. Good to see you. Great missing you, man. Good to see that great smile and all that.
Appreciate it.
So man, I appreciate you, man. Everything you do. So thanks for another great show, buddy.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Y'all, I'm glad to be back. For those who didn't know, we buried my mom just past Saturday, and so I'm here. It's a process, right?
Yep,
what I'm saying? What made this transition for me easier is that the people who've been through the process before, right? Like you and other guys who come and say, hey, and just give me those words of encouragement because, and allow themselves, because people don't have to do this D-Way, allow themselves to relive those memories when they first got the news that their mom wasn't here, right? Mm-hmm. Going back and reliving those emotions, you calling me, Fetus calling me, Brian calling me, right? You know what I'm saying? My friends in my little social group up here in McKinney, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dana, you know what I'm saying? For his words, my boy Andrew, all these guys who just showed love, my family members, who was there with me at the hospital, right? Who all of them lost their mother and their parents, right? Was there coaching me through the process on how it works, all of that just made it. Jonathan G, who, who lost his father, a while back, and his brother calling me, who's been through those processes before, right? Allow themselves to relive those emotions just to comfort me.
Yeah,
y'all don't know how much that meant. Continue to pray for me. Continue to lift me up. Let the phone calls and text messages keep coming. But much love to you guys, man, for that. That's all I have to say for the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Before we go, please, if you own this podcast and you still got time, if it ain't dinner time for you, please jump over on Facebook to Face Sports Talk Radio with my boy Lewis Medford. I'll be over there with him and TJ, and we're gonna be talking about football. Corey said, love you too, Jonathan G, man. That's my brother. We've been growing up together. He said,
Sweet.
lost my mom back in 2011. It's hard, but worked through it all, man.
Yeah.
Man, brother, just funny. Last 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be able to say that, but man, brother, I understand what you're going through, man, and just keep me up. You know what I'm saying? You lost your mother a while ago, and just now you know what I'm going through. So y'all just keep praying for me, and we'll be there. We'll get that together.
Amen.
Yo, this your boy EC22, and this is the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Please join us now on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch. I am on Twitch now. That's weird. I've never been on Twitch and never watched Twitch a day in my life, but I guess I'm there. We'll see how it goes on Twitch going forward. I guess I got to watch Twitch to understand what Twitch is all about. But we're there now, man. But please join us every Tuesday, 6 p.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, as well as TikTok when I throw my little funny videos out there. But for right now, this your boy EC22, along with boy Coach D-Wade and JW have to go. Thank you for Corey. Thank you for Jonathan G. Thank you for Lewis. Thank you for Brian Smith getting into the chat. Thank you for Bob Novisky for getting into the comment section. And all you guys, man, that's been watching who did not leave your name, we appreciate you. But for now, you know what time it is, D-Wade? We are